Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the results of what we did in the previous video as far as some advanced text mapping, taking use of the ability to map specifically text lines for each individual composite rather than pulling all the data from the project. If you remember, what we did is on text line 1, we mapped the school name from the project, and you can tell that we did that by the fact that there is a greater than and lesser than symbol around the actual field that we mapped. By the way, we're looking at a screen grab of the orders dialog here. We did the same thing for the year. Then we typed in Ms. Finch, and we typed in pre-kindergarten 3-day, and principal Miss Holmes, we typed that in too. We applied lines 1, 2, and 5 to all the composites, but when we went through and mapped line 3 and 4, which was the teacher's name and the grade, we did that individually or specifically for each group or composite. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and look at the end result. And what you can see what we did, line 1 is Summit Christian Academy. Line 2 is 2014-2015, which is the year. The teacher's name appears directly underneath that as Ms. Finch. And you can see how nice pre-kindergarten 3-day looks as compared to just PK 3-day as far as how the school sent the data to the studio. And then on the right-hand side, the principal, Mrs. Holmes. The other thing that we did is, let me go ahead and just look specifically at the actual composite itself. You see Barbara Lewis in the upper left-hand corner is the administrator. Remember, we put her full name in text line 1, which we put full name in the first name field, and then administrator in her last name field in order to get the data to map like that. We did the same thing for Kimberly Holmes as far as principal in her last name field, and the teacher, which is Ann Finch, we put her title or teacher name in her last name field. So you can see how you can make that work. And then down below, we've got the not pictured information too. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at the next one. The next one we're going to look at is Kim Gibson's class. And we did the same thing as far as line 1, 2, and 5. 1 and 2 were pulled from the data from within the project itself, so they were mapped from the drop-down fields. We typed in principal, which I misspelled, and Mrs. Holmes, the name there. And then we also typed in specifically her name for teacher, which was Miss Kim, and 4th grade rather than just grade 4 or the number 4, that sort of thing. And let's go ahead and look at our results. So you can see we've got Summit Christian Academy 2014-15 for the year. Her name, how that appears. It's more personalized to how the students know her. The grade value on the left, and then the principal's name on the right-hand side in text line 4 and 5. We did the same thing as far as the administrator's title, the principal's title. You can see Kim Gibson's title as teacher. And then you can also see Joanne Barnes is the assistant, and we've got assistant in her last name fields so that we can have a title appear underneath the images too. So hopefully that'll give you an idea of some of the capabilities and flexibility you're allowed now in the actual order screen for the automated composites in HH schools.